Hey all, Paint Marine here with another in the Crosshairs look at what was going on at Gen Con. Again, now I've specifically been focusing on the kill team aspects, the 40K aspects, because that's more of what I'm interested in, what I play. I've already covered in the other previous two videos some of the new stuff that's come out for the kill team. And so this one, I'm going to cover something that we've all kind of seen leaked before and kind of seen kind of popping up here and there, and even some have already been able to purchase them in, I think, over in like Asia and more the Eastern Hemisphere side of things. But they are going to be coming out soon for others to purchase and get. And that is the JOYTOY action figures. Now they have, they're all pre-painted Ultramarine Infiltrators and Incursers. So we're gonna take a look at that article and get a better look at them. And I'm gonna give kind of my thoughts on them, as well as I guess kind of what seems to be the writing on the wall, I think, with this and basically like I guess their IP in general and what they're trying to do here with like Warhammer TV and stuff. So here we have Infiltrate your action figures collection with new Vanguard Space Marines from JOYTOY. Fans of Warhammer 40,000 have been spoiled over the past year with stunning action figures from Bandai and McFarlane Toys. Now, two new sets are joining the collaboration between Games Workshop and JOYTOY. Behold, Ultramarine, Incursers, and Infiltrators. Both sets of 4 Marines will be available on Games Workshop website for a strictly limited period from the 25th of September to the 3rd of October, so don't miss your chance to own these incredible figures. So here they are. So you have your Infiltrators there at top, and then your Incursers down here at bottom. I think they both look pretty awesome. I'm not sure if I'm gonna get them, or if I do, which ones. I would not be getting them necessarily for like a collector's aspect and like put them up on display, or even as a repaint, as what I've been. I haven't gotten to yet with the McFarlane ones yet, but I did get the artist proofs of at least the Intercessor and the Hellblaster. And I also did get the first Bandai. I haven't gotten the others because they released an Imperial Fist, the Salamander. I can't remember if they did a White Scar or not, but I know they did the Imperial Fist, Salamander, and then they just recently had the Gravis Captain. But I just got the original Intercessor Ultramarine that came out with the plans on repainting that in my homebrew chapters colors. And like I said, I kind of held off on the others because that one was expensive enough as is, and I kind of thought it was gonna be a one-off thing. But like I said, they keep releasing these other Bandai, and I definitely don't have the funds to collect all of them in an attempt to just want to repaint them anyway. And I'd actually had thought I may even still potentially may try to sell the Bandai figure, although I don't have the box anymore. I did already trash that, so I don't think I would get, you know, even probably retail for that. I don't know though, because really the McFarlane figures are really good quality and about the same size anyway, and I already got the artist proofs, which are made kind of basically to be repainted or to be painted in general. So kind of have no use for the Bandai one necessarily, other than it's cool. It's definitely a decent model. So anyway, with these, kind of the same thing, and on top of it, I just the time to get to painting everything with my already big enough backlog. But the main reason to why I would want to get at least one set of these, or even potentially even both, probably just one or the other, would mostly be so my kids can play with them. Really, I mean, they are action figures after all, and I could get there from a collector's aspect and stuff. But you know, I did get one of the Assault Intercessor McFarlane Space Marines that my son loves playing with, and you know, they have another squad of Marines for him to go with. Plus, they have I know McFarlane's got some like Orcs and Necron stuff out, or a Necron out now, and it has an Orc coming out, and then they have like Tyrannid and just other stuff. So there are even enemies, you know, enemy action figures for him to like have his own battles and stuff. So let's look down further, see what else they have to say. Each figure measures 12 centimeters, or about 4.75 inches tall, with 25 points of articulation, and they come fully pre-painted with intricate details, squad markings, and edge highlights. And so yeah, so 4 inch, 4.5, so almost 5 inches, right? I'm trying to think. That's what, I don't know. I'm trying to think how big that is. About the size of this, maybe about the size of a soda can, maybe. Trying to think how big 5 inches is. But yeah, so they're not too terribly huge. They're not as big as the McFarlane ones or the Bandai. So they're definitely a smaller action figure scale, which is cool. Yeah, I do like that. And like I said, I think these would just be fun for like me and my son to, you know, infiltrate around the house and play and stuff. I think it'd be fun. So here's which is the Incurser with all these different accessories, kind of like a little landmine and everything, and different knives and pistols and stuff. The Incurser Space Marine, our expert light infantry with dizzying array of sensory equipment to locate and destroy targets. So yeah, then here's another look here. I think, at least from this aspect, not having one in hand, of course, the amount of articulation is really cool. But even the paint is pretty cool. Like, so it doesn't even have to be super neat, but you get the cool, like, kind of scuffed and edge highlights and everything. I think it's pretty cool. Now, Ultramarines for me myself are not my favorite necessarily. And aside from that, just like from a colors aspect, my favorite color is green. So like, blue, whatever. But my son's favorite color is blue. So again, this would be like perfect for him. It'd definitely be fun. All right, so then we got Infiltrators. They talk about them. There's different videos and stuff too that kind of showcase them. But then here you go, Infiltrators. So a little bit different, but not too different. But anyway, and that's it. And then of course down here we even have the advertisement here for the Gravis armored captain band from Bandai, and then the McFarlane ones with the Hellblaster and the Sisters of Battle. So, so that's it really. I mean, pretty quick down and dirty video here. But like I said, it's there's not a whole lot going on other than there's some really cool looking figures in my opinion coming out that I am definitely gonna probably pick up at least one set of them. It is kind of a bit weird to me though, like they would release them in a squad of 4 versus 5 when like the minimum troop size. I guess there is some kind of rules which I don't play underpowered units, but I guess there is some kind of a rule or something that you can bring underpowered units, meaning like under the minimum of, or like if it's like a unit of 5, you could potentially bring only 3 or 4. I guess I think that's a thing. At least if I recall that being a thing, but I don't know why you would do that. So I mean, again, like I don't know if they just did this to try to keep costs down or what exactly. Again, there is no price point yet, so I'm not even sure how much these are going to cost. I haven't done too much investigating for those that have already picked them up overseas, what the price was that they paid for them. So again, with my son, playing with them, I'm kind of like trying to figure out which of the two I think would be the better ones to get. I mean, they both kind of do run from the aspect of like, if you're going to let your kids or whatever, or get them for a gift or something for a kid that may be interested, if they're on the younger side of things, you can pretty much almost guarantee, obviously, accessories getting lost and things being broken. And the first things are going to get broken, especially on the Infiltrators, are all those antennas, and then on the Incursors, those extra whatever, I don't know what you want to call them now. I can't think of the word, but like the visor, not visors, but the little camera like devices on their backs, on their backpacks there, like those will definitely probably get snapped off fairly quickly. But then the Incursors after that, I mean, aside from that, there's not a whole lot more to it. If I go down right there, it looks like you can even just not even attach that piece to the backpack. So I may actually lean more toward getting the the Incursors and then just not attaching that piece to the pack. Either way, I mean, it wouldn't be there. I guess just one way I could assure that it's not broken off. Another thing I tend to do as well, and again, this is to each their own, like obviously the collectors and stuff, it's a completely different thing. But for some action figure kind of type things that come with a bunch of different accessories that just kind of like go on and never get moved, what I will tend to do is I'll super glue them in onto them. So the power pack here, and then probably the pistols and knife holsters or whatever on the sides, those will all get super glued. And then, you know, you obviously have the carbine here, and then the different hand swaps and stuff like that that you can leave as is, as well as the pistol and a knife or whatever. But what that does is, like, I'll take all these, I'll probably take, you know, I'll take the extra hands, the mine, the whatever this camera thing is, probably even the pistol and these extra knives and such, and just like put them in a Ziploc, all the little extra accessories, and throw them in a drawer in my office, my little painting office area, and just have them. So if we ever need them or whatever, I have them. But just, you know, have the main, you know, backpack and, you know, holsters or whatever glued on, and then the pistol. And really, that's, I mean, I think that would work well. So I think they're pretty cool. And again, like I said, I probably, well, let's look down here at the Infiltrators as well. They have it, they don't have it, or if they have it broken down. No, they don't. It's hard to tell. It doesn't look like it, but it may, these little antennas may plug in up here. So that may be another thing too, like, you know, depending upon if, you know, he has a preference of which ones he likes, you know. I mean, he's about, you know, he's not super young, but at the same time, you know, he's still under the age of 8 or whatever. So I feel like that would be more the age where he kind of be a little bit more careful with stuff. But yeah, let's see, maybe, you know, I can get an idea of like what he prefers. Again, with the helmet, with these antennas too, like, I don't know if those plug in as well or not. Just lots of potential with these here of things getting broken off and lost with all these antennas. So I do like the helmets more myself personally, but these little half helmet, half visor things are pretty neat. So we'll see. I mean, if he really truly is like all about these, you know, then sure, we'll get that set then, and go from there. But we'll see where that goes. So what do you think about these? Are you excited about them or not? I think this is another interesting aspect to what they are starting to do. I think they're trying to expand more with like kind of the action figures and other collectibles within their IP, and with Warhammer TV, and just their multimedia, everything. I think in a lot of ways they're trying to kind of move. They're not going to move away necessarily the tabletop aspect of things, but I think that they are trying to diversify more, essentially to start to try and combat and stay profitable in the shadow of 3D printing. Not to say that anybody can't 3D print their own action figures and stuff as well, but you know, you put it in a nice little collectible box thing, or you do anything like that, you know, you're still going to have kind of that aspect of it. And then with Warhammer TV, bringing all those animators in off of YouTube and kind of like trying to get more control of their IP, they're going to, I could see trying to license out and offer projects and their license to their IP out to more studios and stuff. And basically they're going to try to get their money racked in this other art mediums and multimedia ways to essentially, like I said, you know, keep becoming profitable and making money in other ways other than just creating models for the game, to try and combat a lot of the 3D printing that's happening. And like, I think that's, I mean, it's obviously partly why we're going to see some prices go up. It's not necessarily, it's kind of one of those self-eating, you know, snake kind of a thing. It's, you know, by raising prices, you're just pushing people away to just 3D print more. And by them 3D printing more, it's going to create rising prices. And it just keeps going up and up. And I mean, we kind of saw a similar thing before when people were doing, like, when recasting was a thing, but 3D printing, I think, has become such more of an accessible thing. And it's really kind of an easier kind of like a set and forget kind of thing. Like, you can download your things if you know what you're doing. You have the 3D printer, which have become very affordable lately. You could just kind of, you know, set your print, and then hours later, you know, just kind of like set it, forget it, and then come back later get your model or whatever out. So I think with the accessibility of the printers and the prices and everything becoming so affordable for a lot of people, this is kind of them trying to diversify more to try to survive as a company and remain profitable. Which for what it is a company, and there's a lot of things I like and dislike about the choices that they make. But it's also hard to try to not fault them too much, because at the end of the day, they're trying to be profitable and make sure that themselves and their employees make money. Now, everybody likes to argue, it's like, well, they've had record-breaking years and all this kind of stuff too. But I really do think the writing on the wall has been pretty apparent, even more so as of late, as I feel like there's been just this huge upkick in 3D printing lately, because the quality of the prints and the price of the printers has gotten so low that they're really kind of sweating that, I kind of worry myself if like we're kind of seeing the twilight years of it. It seems kind of weird to think like, oh, they're such a big company, this would never happen. But I mean, I could kind of see it happening. I think another way though that they could try to combat it in a way is NFTs, which is essentially kind of a way to copyright like files, and like not necessarily anything that, I mean, there's physical aspects that you can get NFTs for, but also like for trying to sell the licenses or like model files and stuff like that, to the point where like I think there could be even some room where like they can continue to manufacture models and stuff in their warehouses and or whatever they're manufacturing, and sell them in stores, but they could try to bring that price down to be a little bit more affordable for people, but then also to offer even STL files, I believe that's what they're called, STLs, to people that want to print their own models. So now you're getting like the official file from Games Workshop that, I don't know if it has like, I don't know if NFTs work on that, or if it's just like you come up with like I don't know, almost like a use of the file. Like, I don't know if there's, and this might not be possible right now, or maybe they could make it possible in some way, but like you basically create a file where like you pay per usage, right? So I want a squad of intercessors, so I pay this amount for the file, and it only allows me to print it one time. Now, you could argue, if the print comes out bad, then what do you do? So there's definitely some hurdles to this idea that I'm not really even sure, because I don't 3D print or really know too much about the details on that. But I mean, I have an idea of like how they could do it, but again, like I said, I don't know in the actual execution how it would work. So if there's a way to sell a file where like I want one squad of intercessors, and so you're able to print it, and then after you get your one squad printed, like you can't use it again unless you buy like another of the file. Now, this could help. The files will obviously be cheap, and then people could be able to it'd be all on them for the time and the resin and everything else. But it'd be kind of a way to combat the 3D printing of other very similar versions of their models and stuff that, I mean, some of them are even like almost like carbon copy lookalikes. It's crazy how close they get to looking like the actual source material, like actual model. But yeah, so if there was some way to do that, or like, right off the bat, like I want 5 squads intercessors, so you buy like 5 print licenses or something, so you can print them on your own. But again, like I don't know how that would work if the print doesn't come out, or it fails, or something happens in the printing, or like you're printing and the power goes out. I'm not really sure how well that would work. Because then there's also like, you could say, oh, well, you buy the file a one-time thing, and then you just always have that file. So then you could just unlimitedly print, and then you run into the issue of like you could unlimitedly print and then start printing those for other people. So again, you kind of run into like that doesn't really solve the problem, to where you would have to have a way to sell it to like print one time, and then if you want to print again, you have to buy another print license, if you will. I don't know. I think that would be really cool if they were able to do something like that. But then again, for people that don't want to buy a printer or just don't have the convenience of a printer, like they could still just go to an actual store and purchase the model off the shelf, purchase the kit. You could even go so far as to like even just you could really then like really open up the doors where you could get official Games Workshop like upgrades sprues and like all your upgrade kits and everything else. You can even have stuff just to print and stuff like that. There would be, I mean, the possibilities would be endless potentially. Again, though, I'm not really sure if that would be an NFT kind of thing or how you could limit how much a person would be able to print without like making an STL file just so expensive to the point where like, because if it was like a one purchase thing and then they could just print unlimited models, next thing you know, like, what's you didn't help anything. You just hurt more than anything. So anyway, enough of that rambling. Talking about these action figures, and now I'm all off on 3D printing and everything else. But yeah, so let me know what you think. Do you think these are cool? Again, I think the writing's on the wall with this kind of stuff that they're trying to expand. So I don't doubt that we won't see more. Like I feel like we're going to see more, and not just Space Marines. I think we may even from this company in particular or from other companies. Again, like we have what now? JOYTOY, Bandai, and McFarlane all have these out, and I honestly could see them even expanding something like Mega Blocks. Lego wouldn't touch it. Yeah, they're not big enough IP, but like Mega Blocks, I mean, they have Halo right now, and it's kind of similar to that. But I could definitely like, especially with the way the Halo figures are that they have, like you could easily make a Space Marine type character like that for the Mega Blocks line. I could definitely see like a 40K Mega Blocks. That'd be interesting for sure. But yeah, we'll see where this all goes and how this is all going to shake out. So, all right, well, thanks for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments below. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe, and check out the links in the description below to my Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And until next time.